from either one of these teams this year. Let's go over to our casters.
Arbor Viper.
Thank you very much,
Sky
Chubby
Gecko.
Ninja, Achilles, and
Wait, this is cool.
They're
I
absolutely
like
right.
this.
I mean,
I like
we've got
this.
these
I think
new
this can
looks
work for
on
one
some of
game.
these teams, as well as,
I would expect
old
most teams to
compositions, but
win
just
this
some
ante,
new
but we'll see how much
improvements.
Cypher
So how
util
will
they've
they
got. It
look,
kind
the
of comes
new
down to how
sort
much,
of Bleed 2.0
how big
or
is the
Talon
strat book.
2.0 on Bind.
Okay, bleed on defense, Talon on attack, Yay back on raise.
Hold me.
There's so much going on here. I mean,
It really is.
Yay in his first game on Raze ever. Now he's playing his second game. Darion, his second game
Solo
ever
Brim on
Breach.
defense.
First
What a
game
nightmare.
for Zest on Gecko, I think.
At least have
this
the Cypher to help.
Very, very intriguing. You could convince me of a lot of things. Now, Retla is a pretty experienced Cypher player, shifting between that and the Viper as his main agent. So he's probably going to be pretty comfortable, kind of setting up across the map. And Scary taking a chunk of damage.
Oh,
He'll
one
just
committed.
barely get out of there, but Governor gets traded.
EP goes in. His team can't help him.
Zest just steps through his teleporter.
That was nicely done. Who is this?
Doesn't really quite work
Cruz
out.
with
I
the
think
widest
he did
swing,
throw
just
out a bit of
making sure
utility,
they drew his
but
crosshair
with the
away no
shots
matter
going
what a
through,
trade. Yeah,
Talon
the
just misses
TP,
him.
I get the idea,
So it
because
was a
obviously there's
contest by both
numbers
teams
here,
for showers,
but
and
the
Zest tried
Molly
to- I
then
think he
meant
threw
that
the
they
Dizzy
couldn't
through the teleporter.
play
Try to
together.
get ahead of
Kento,
it,
appreciate
but
the 21 months,
Bleed
man.
was-
Thank you for the tier 1, dude.
Talon was already
Thank you for all
falling
the
back,
support.
so Retla's gonna have to
21's
go pretty huge with this
21's a
classic.
long time.
Pertham, unfortunately, whiffs the first few shots.
And the
Cruz
stun
Frenzy
came
will
in,
be
so
able
they
to
know
make
that
quick
they're
work of
long,
him.
but
Back
I
onto
like this
Yay.
little bait that it
Able to find the
caused.
first one. Paint shells
Never going to feel
refreshed.
confident to
Not
get the
quite
nade
right
out
spot
unless he
here.
gets that
Full-on
kill.
utility though, so
Spike
falls
planted.
over to Jit Boys. Now down to the 1-on-2. Darion climbing up the hill off of Belong. Has to think about where they could be positioned.
It's a very
Always
good
wanna
plan.
check these corners. They could be inside tube.
Not
Of
going to do
course,
anything until he taps the
anticipating
spike.
hookah or elbow as well.
Such a nasty crossfire that Talon has set up. So
Man.
difficult to deal with here.
And they're
He's
not
gonna
going to
have
show
to-
anything either.
Yep. They have to wait for the tap, right?
Goes in for the fault line just for a bit of security. Running out of time. Talon playing everything to their advantage.
I mean, he read it well in
Grim
terms of where
spray
everyone
Cruz
was.
at the end with Frenzy, and they
Nice
will be
pistol
able
for
to get
Talon
their
in
first
terms of the
pistol today.
pistols, right? It's been this so far. 2-1.
That's great stuff
Unknown.
from Talon. Managing some kind of tricky situations that Bleed is throwing at them at showers. You know,
Happened to
trying use
Lev.
the
Oh,
teleporters
bro,
to get
if you
behind
didn't
him,
watch Ascent, you should watch
but
Ascent.
everything's well accounted for.
C9 Ascent,
Yay, in a tough spot, they're
C9
not
Lev
expecting
Ascent
someone
was
to
like
get up
a
over tube that quickly.
really sick
And
map.
then that brilliant
Probably my
post-plant
favorite map so
defense
far
they
out of
set
the
up to
whole
really hold
split
that
we've
down.
seen.
Just making sure the aim is good here for Bleed. It's all classics for them. As it's a bunch of Bulldogs and a Ghost for Talon here in their anti-eco. Yeah, they're just playing up close. They're trying to hope that they come through this short A angle and that they can just launch their utility and get these classics, get these right clicks to pop. But right now,
Guys didn't like it? Dude,
Talon
the Ascent was
is
sick,
nervous.
man. The
And
Ascent was
rightly
fun
so
to
after
watch.
that first round. Pretty aggressive stuff we saw from Bleed, and so they're being very wise to make sure that there is not going to be anything like that again.
4-person stack, just trying to make sure they can get a kill, and this is just the classic 4-1 with the 1 making sure they have the ghost, so it doesn't matter in terms of the buy 4 Bulldogs and 1
They have to be very careful about Redla inside of.
in terms of quality or enjoyment,
Especially
mostly
the camera as
enjoyment.
well. Sky will be sent out along with the guiding light. Doesn't quite catch all too much. Surf spots
Okay,
out
and that doesn't
the
matter,
whole
that's
lot
the
of them,
one
able to
death
take
that
that
they're allowed
first
to
hit.
have.
Easy trade for Yay. Now it's just a bit of that retake.
And all you give up there is the Ghost, so
exactly.
that's really not a big deal here for Talon at all.
It might just be like one of these rounds where we die to the spike. Talon rightfully
Enjoyment
pushing all the way
enjoys,
down
yeah,
walls.
exactly.
Got that high
Why else
tide
do we
just to
watch
block
it?
off hookah. Governor able to spot out so many of them. I mean, he has to. He
Yeah,
can
and
always
that is
go
a
for the
gun down
teleporter.
with no one to protect
little
it.
bit too greedy
Yeah, a
for
little
right
bit
taste.
costly.
Darren will be able to take him down. Bulldog afforded over onto Bleed. Ban will be able to cut them down
make
at their
sure-
torso.
dude, I would just-
Redla,
Just accept this
yeah, why
and
not?
just run
Let's
away.
Just make use of the gun that they gave us.
Yeah, it's the right call.
I mean, you can consider,
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but
yeah, just go down. There's, yeah, might as well go for the upgrade on the rifle anyway. But 3 Bulldogs carried over perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that at all. 4 Talon, and yeah, well handled there. Just sort of saying, okay, well, Surf, we're going to leave you on your own. You've got the weaker gun. The rest of us are gonna go explore B.
One enemy remaining.
Wide open.
Good job.
As of course, when
Let's go.
you're on all classics, you're kind of expecting your opponent to overstack one side over another. Now Ye gonna be going for the early operator. No armor though. He's gonna have to glass cannon it, but it is Ye,
Get
so
the op back out. It's been a while.
you know, if anybody in the world you're gonna feel comfortable with this, it's certainly him.
It is Ye.
Trying to
Trip
get
goes
him a
in
little bit of help with that
fast.
Cypher utility to set him up if there's any showers pushed. But a hard hit.
And this is
Short
just a
A.
straight up
gonna-
full commit.
Dizzy's gonna
Judge goes
catch.
in, nice path,
Now
and they clear
Talon
all the lamps.
Just gonna be
And
able to
they at least have the,
force their
the
way
trip
through,
over
try to
towards
get the
showers is
plant down,
very
hold up.
nice.
Wow.
Knowing that they don't have to focus on
Tried to push right
behind
into
with the
it.
op.
Retla will be able to shut down the initial push.
Yes, they got
Spike
full info
has
here.
been planted,
Surf
but
lurking
Surf-
over towards short, and they were just
How
not
did-
ready
on
at
the
all.
Other side of the map, as they tried to rotate, the Lurk's actually working out great for him as a bit of a solo player. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad just watching the important parts of the site, able to block off lamps. Retla trying to do what
Yeah,
he
and this
can
is a
with some of
great
these-
start. Op
Right,
goes
right,
down.
run. Yeah.
Wanted to pick.
What? He didn't
This
know.
has not. How did he get himself into this
Got the flashback
situation?
now and
Oh no.
Had the idea for it, but
Oh man, he
unfortunately
wanted
comes
to pick up the op,
empty-handed.
but
It's,
didn't realize it was
Talon
around the
bonus win
corner.
now.
Oh,
What a way to start out on your opponent's map pick.
that's brutal. Yeah, no, I mean, just doing what Bleed did to them on Lotus, you know, just coming through and
Oh, he hit him with the ding, the extra stray bullet when he thought he didn't kill him.
For that second spray.
That's a little bit unlucky.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I love it.
Fired up.
And the fact that you're not able to
Okay,
carry
so
the
next
op
big
there
buy run
is-
happens
is
next rounds. We
horrific
get 4
for
Sheriff
Talon, for Bleed.
armors,
Little
and
mistakes like that.
Talon
tend
have
to
a really good
snowball
chance to make sure
with
they
the
have
way
a
the
big
economy
ult
works
into
because
the
of how
next round.
expensive that operator is. Now it's just Sheriffs trying to see if they can get the job done.
Finished.
All right. Vanny will start things off. Couple coming in.
Okay, the decision is
trade.
to leave the gun and head over towards site.
the
But
rest
they're
of
still
Talon,
pretty
you know,
calm
they
with
haven't
it.
spotted out
There's a
too
gun
many
down
players
to pick
around
up
bottom, so
over
it
towards
has to
here, which you would
be a hit.
imagine
Retla is
Talon are on
prepared to
top
cover
of.
it
It's
with
not
a bit of
happening,
flight
so
path
that's
over
why we're
onto
insta-holding behind
the
early.
boxes. Spike
Cruz,
planted.
speaking of the ult that could happen,
playing it safe for
it's his
now.
ult with the plant
I
for
mean,
next round.
I really kind of like Surf being on this sort of
Molly from
Viper
spawn from
lurk
Scary to
stuff.
deny the plant,
Yeah,
a little bit too
He's
late.
doing great with it. I mean, Surf is a phenomenal player. No doubt in my mind that he's always been one of my favorites to watch from the
He
APAC
played
region
Silver
back
on
in
a
the day,
cent for
so
Lev.
exciting to see him on the stage.
Yeah, about that.
Trying to catch the jiggle out of the cove, not able to do so. Bleed was never able to pick up that Vandal on the other side of the map either, so they're just looking to probably die to the spike is what it looks like. I mean, this has been such a chess match here. Retla's got to be so careful. Oh, he gets Governor. He's dropping down.
All right. Still a good little pickup nonetheless.
Yeah.
Goes towards his alt counter. The rest of them, though, will have to die to the spike. Talon now onward with the 4th. Let's see what Bleed has in store for us on the next.
I'm out, maybe? We'll
1
see.
point away from some of these ultimates
This
for
is the
Ye
big
and Retla.
talking point, you would imagine.
no-
One away
enough
from
money
a
available
Razor
for
could
Ye
probably
to go
go
for an
aggro. One
operator,
away from
so
Seekers as
Have
well.
to go into that Vandal,
So yeah,
full armor
heavy
buy,
pressure
and then
just
one away
because
from
of
the
how close
showstopper
everyone
for
is to their
him.
ults for
There is the Thrash available
Outskirts.
already for Cruz, one away from a Seekers, for Ban. So a lot of ults coming into cycle for Talon pretty quickly. It's just can Bleed get a win here and make it less painful when that does occur. Cypher setup mostly going to be on to B, but a trip always placed at the front of A.
Okay, so
They're going to use the
early-
Thrash.
He's
There's
actually
some
committing.
space on the B. Use that cove, really cover it up. The dog as well to
I
really
like
make
that.
sure that
They wall
front end
off
of B is
after
open.
this early
Right,
on.
Governor.
Fish ult goes all the way in, clears
There is an alt
hookah,
or
clears
picked up,
close
so
long,
Bleed
and then they can
definitely
just pick
aware
it
of
up.
This. You've got players kind of transitioning over, but take a look at what's happening on the
And
other
meanwhile,
side of the
while
map.
they're doing it,
Again,
they're skydogging
talked
just
about
in
this,
case
it's
someone
gonna be
pushes
Surf.
close so that he
If
can
he
jump
lurk, if
before
he
it
can
finishes.
catch at least one, that would be
That
a
is a
huge
shot.
thing for Talent. But wow, Scary picks off
Oh,
his head
boy.
instead. Now Zest initiating a fight of his own.
Oh, man, I
Darren
thought he-
here in to
I thought he had
support.
everyone. They were
Great
all
match to
lined
push
up in
them
that
back as
corner.
well. The spike carrier
Yeah,
dropped,
just ate
and
the flash
Talon
himself.
has to step on the brakes. They've lost way too much in this little skirmish.
Yeah, nice hold there. Zest gets caught by the Dizzy and still able to find one and get out. That's impressive. That is no easy feat. And as Governor and Ban, you'd like to try to take as much away from Bleed as you can here. You don't want to give them that flawless because their economy very, very weak. So if you could do some extra damage, get those ult orbs online, even if you die, it's totally fine.
Yeah, keep that economy weak, keep that river dry. Make them go into the next round with Spectres, Bulldogs, or anything worse.
Breach damage to stop the
Still,
plant
making
as
a
well.
bit of noise running in. Darren's just completely prepared
that.
for it. Ye as well inside
Ye
the
has
showers.
ults,
They've got
and
the positions under
a lot of
lock,
people are
and
2 away.
Bleed up on with the first.
Yeah, and the good news is everyone's surviving, so the money's great. Money's already great for Talon as well.
To get themselves back in this one, a flawless was just what the doctor ordered. They're able to keep all those guns, keep that economy safe. And, you know, as great as the start was for Talon this time around, you know, that early aggression that Talon showed with just their utility, just trying to fish out for a pick at the front of B, whether it be in the Octagon or in Hookah, doesn't come through. And Bleed just kind of sits back and lets all that utility be used, and then Talon's in a spot where they have to wait for some of those cooldowns to come back up, maybe get that high tide back going, and
pretty nice.
That's available in time.
They block this one off. I mean, it's just how Loud used to play this combo, right?
Into his own hands there at the front of B.
Separate.
And kills all over the map.
Flash goes high, hits everywhere.
Finally, somebody's able to shut these lurks down.
Doesn't hit anyone in terms of their
sound.
sound.
He's crazy.
Oh, what a shot, bro.
Hits up duel, just snapped onto his hip perfectly. Showstopper
Nice
for
trade
Governor.
on this one, and they didn't see the
Scary
second
still
person showers, but the
available for
Seekers
trade.
goes
Not
in
to
and hits them, so
mention,
now they know.
Darian is
EP
here
goes in
as
to
well
try
to
and protect
receive.
him.
He's caught towards the front and the back, but he flips over
Trade's
at the
coming
right
in.
time.
Okay,
Ben able to take
if
him down.
Scary
We're
gets a
back
kill,
to
he gets his
2
ult.
on
He
2.
also has double smoke
Spike
for
still
actual
down.
Spike itself,
The rest of the Bleed players
and
in
for blocking vision over
available,
towards
but
shore
we've
or
got
showers
some
if he
layups
wants
coming in
it.
from Talon. I don't know how long that can hold things off for, though. Retla taps the spike. Mosh Pit has been sent over. Flushed out of position, but Retla still takes on the duel against Ban. Low HP, couldn't stay alive.
Yeah, I'm
Cruz
just going
has
to buy
go in
time
the
for this
fights
one.
now. Scary making
Played
use
this
of the
really,
sky smoke to
really
keep
well.
himself shrouded in
Lovely having the
mystery.
smokes there as well,
And
feels
Retla
nice and
just
easy.
protects
With the
his
diffuser,
teammate
gets
with his
Brim
gun.
up as well.
It's gonna be Bleed back in 4 on 2.
That's an excellent round for Retla. And now it's every ult, literally every ult for Bleed.
5 ults.
Because Ye died with the showstopper. So I don't know how in the world Ye just flicks over to that angle like that. That's just years of playing Valorant. Great game sense coming through for Ye. But Retla, the way he handled that box was perfect. The way he jumped up, got the spot, jiggled that angle.
Okay, and
The
just a
smoke
low
was down
buy,
for
but they have
Scary to start
Harbor
the
ult. So
defuse,
Harbor
and he's able to
ult,
just kinda keep
double
backing
stinger,
away,
3
make it
rifles.
that Cruz
So
can't
this
just
just
spray
looks
the
like a
spike
fast
carrier down
overwhelm, and they
comfortably.
might have picked the right site. I know
Really
there's 3
nicely
people
handled.
here.
I
The
love
Harbor
your point
ult
on some
against
of
a
these
Raze,
micro movements.
Raze.
And it really
Off
shows how Bleed, some of these players individually are able to, create so much impact. Talon now with a quick and fast and furious hit on
Brim
the site,
ult
though,
stops them
something
from
that
going out.
perhaps
The
Scary
passing
was
over
not able
towards
to
site though.
expect, not able
Cove to
to
get out
anticipate.
here as well.
With the stinger of all things, they
An op
gunned down the first
stuck
one.
towards long.
Now, along with the high tide, they've got a lot more cover.
Breach ult
Spike
goes
trying to
in.
go down. Darren sends out the
Holy
roll
hell.
just to toss in a bit of a wrench to their plan. Still, the rest of them, though, able to turn around and protect all these
What
angles.
the
Talon
hell?
players
That was
able to
nuts.
turn the
I mean,
the
a
site
lot of
into a
ults used
fire
as well.
range.
This is a giant round for
That just
Talon to
felt
win.
like Bleed never could get their comms in a place where they could really use those ults the way they wanted.
Yeah.
It was too fast.
That was Brim,
Or Scary
Raze,
to
and
hold on his
Breach
own.
ult
He
that they
did
lost.
get
That was the
the
one that
orbital
they'll look
strike
back
off,
on and just be
but
like,
by
how
that
did this
point,
one
he
go
was
wrong?
dead.
We definitely got a
Right
shout
after
out
it
Governor.
came
He
out,
did
so
so good to get this
What
opening
does it
kill.
matter? It didn't do anything really other than buy a few extra seconds. Ye's kind of stuck in the garden with an
A
op
Viper
and
and
trying to
bind?
do something.
Oh, yeah.
Never felt,
It's-
again, comfortable enough. I
it's
thought
really
when
hard.
the Rolling Thunder come out,
Like, the
that
wall
might
that
be
goes
time
here
for Ye
is
to
just
stash
so
and go
strong.
for that showstopper.
The wall on
But
defense that
instead, it
goes
was
here
just
just makes life easy.
Nobody on Bleed really able to coordinate, really to play together, and Talon's able to isolate a lot of those fights really nicely.
Very well done. Similar plan on a different site this time around. It's going to be Governor with a judge. But guess what? It's a bit of a fake as well. The rest of the squad headed towards Hookah. Retla still on the B site with his spy
Hyper ult
camera,
creates a
though,
lot
so
of
he
pressure
might
as
be
we
able
can
to
see
get
the
snuff of this.
rotate continues to
But
come
with the
in as
Viper's
well.
pit now, everything has just been bought over.
Yeah,
The
this is
attention
nice. Fish
coming
ult as
in
well.
from
That's
Surf.
the signal to
And
get
then
out
the
of there.
teleport. It was all
And they just
ruse,
stroll in,
Bleed.
bro. Talon
What you gonna do now?
wrecking them.
Talon's just working this map so
Yeah,
so
they're all
nicely
over
right
him.
now. Just selling that fake, and not much that Bleed can really do about this. I mean, it's going to take some just absolutely masterful play, but with the economy the way it is, it really should be a save that you're considering. I mean, okay, Retla gets one, he goes down. Scary starts to push.
Still doable. Timer working against them, though, just for a little bit.
Surely
They're
not.
still trying to go in for that fight.
I don't know about this.
Corner, elbow, shoulder exposed.
Bro, this
Easy
is
shot for
this is a
Governor.
bit of a mess
Scary
at the
down to 9
moment.
HP. That ult
On Bleed on
was,
defense.
wasted.
This, as much as we were crediting Bleed for their well thought out play on Lotus, their map pick of Bind, it is looking like a different story. I think that should have been a save.
In my
Yeah,
mind, that was like
that should have been
GTA
the save,
when
right?
you die and
He'd used it already?
sound.
Oh yeah, of course. He used it over towards A, that's true.
But you're absolutely right, Paperton. I mean, it just reminds me
I mean,
of,
he's still out in the open
what
and can
Jesco
get
used
shot
to
from
say back
elbow.
at
It's
the
not.
PvP desk when she was an analyst,
It's not the one,
talking
really.
about how if you are going to be a great team, you have to beat your opponents on their map picks, and that's exactly what
I'm
Talon
out.
is
Yeah, I
doing
can't
right
imagine
now.
it looked like
If they
this in
can keep
practice,
this
else
up,
you wouldn't be picking
they
the map.
will be able to push over into a third map, and they really could challenge Bleed.
Yeah. No, I no doubt about it. They're light years ahead of Bleed on this map so far. I mean, they're reading every move pretty much 100%. You know, yeah, Bleed had a
Single
couple
smokes
good
on
rounds,
binds.
but other than
Yeah, I
that,
just
you know, the synergy
I just
isn't there for
never-
Bleed like we saw on Lotus.
never
The
been a
ult
fan
combos
of
were, I think,
comps
actually,
that people
Ye did
bring to
pull
the
off
table that
showstopper in
is the
round
solo.
when Thunder came through. I just never saw it. It didn't hit anything. So, you know, again,
It must
their
have looked
ability to
insane
sort
on
of play
prac.
off of
Yeah,
each
it
other,
might have been
and
the.
Frost is really,
Interesting.
yeah, really getting into it, making
Really
sure
at
that.
it.
Why is it always
yeah,
bind?
That's
That's
the
my
way he is.
question.
That's the way he coaches, and you love to see it.
What are the
brings a breath of
Pacific
fresh air,
teams
for sure.
that aren't in
Very
franchise
different
looking like on
attitude,
bind?
mindset than a lot of other coaches.
Because why
Very
are these
different
mad comps getting through?
personality that comes through for him as well. So, you know, Talon definitely reaping the rewards of that coaching style of the crew's IGLing as well. So far here on bind, and no doubt about it, they have put themselves in a great position to take this map away from Bleed.
Trying to stay on top of things, I think, is really what it is. It was a Bleed timeout. They're just
What
trying
is
to
different?
get an idea of
Early
how
info, we
want
got
to
3 pass and
turn
buy.
things
They've been
around.
doing this smoke a lot of the time as well.
actually going in for a
Tell you what
plan
though,
off
I'm
their own.
enjoying
You've got the high tides, you've got
Talon's.
the Trailblazer,
I mean, Talon's
creating a lot of
defaults and
space
stuff have been
towards this B
good.
site. Surf once more on the lurk. And just
Fusion
making sure that
block,
he
dog goes
doesn't
in, instant reactions to push out.
overstay
Hit
his
boy's
welcome
ready.
all too much. Ye still kind of watching the angle though.
And look how Retla repositioned his trap wire there. Interesting, but Jitboy's not going to be fooled by this push out.
Right,
Retla
good
jiggles
tracking.
it. Yeah.
Rella knows not to try too much. He might just lose his head. Meanwhile, the rest of the squad, I mean, look at how Talon are working the map. Like you mentioned, Paper Thin. One pick, space gained, Governor having the teleporter available, Surf still in position, but working off of the toxic screen.
Yeah, they take down
Ye
the
able to
lock.
burst him down.
No pressure over towards A once they clear showers. Arbor goes in, hits one.
Wow.
And a ban.
All right.
I mean, Retla only had a sheriff, tough spot for him to be in. Scary,
Luck on
speaking of tough
sight.
spots, in a very difficult
Ooh.
one. Ye tries to TP, he's gonna
Oh,
win that.
Ye does great though, and they
shot
get to
from
flood
Ye.
out over towards
no.
site. They don't expect
Still,
to
though,
pass them
site
towards
has been
elbow once
captured,
they hit
and
a
the
double
teleporter
TP.
play coming in from Talon. Scary as well as Ye, they have to catch up to this, and they also have to try to work together on it. Ye doesn't have that much left. I mean, Scary could just try to
Spike planted.
use him as a bit of a human shield, a bit of a bait. But now that Spike's down, okay, actually just working off of positions instead. He catches Cruz off timing.
Gonna hear him running.
One enemy remaining.
Wow.
Got a stim pack to get there earlier. Stim pack goes down. Sending
Knew
it.
that there would be a bit of a lurk.
Yeah.
Ye
Yeah, he's
knew
played it
that,
really
you know,
well.
they were
Hasn't
trying to
shown,
keep position
well,
around
other than getting the
showers as
kill,
well.
it's been super
It
silent.
just out-timed the Talon players. Jitboys has his work cut out for him. Able to catch down Scary on the first. And still
Okay, nicely done
incredible.
from
The
Jit Boys.
highest
Maybe
ACS
Ye with the
player from the
HP had
previous
to
map
make sound and it
brings
had
his
to be the other way
performance
around, but they
over
had no
onto the
idea where he
next.
was. So
Talon stays
pretty
alive because of
hindsight.
Jitboys.
As good as that was, in a way, for Bleed, they were in a weaker economic situation for sure. The end here, Scary has to come full stomping, and that just allows Jitboys to isolate these fights. He just waits. He hears those foot stomping up that ramp, can hold the angle, and that's not really the spot where you want to get caught as Scary. Of course, I mean, you don't want to get caught anywhere, but in that position, that means that Ye can't get there in time to help back you up, to make it a trade potentially. And it gives
Scatter
time
nades
for
to
Jitboys
break any of the
reset.
trips here.
So some of those Little things.
Doesn't break
make
this one at
big
the top, and
differences.
this might catch
You
him
can kind of
out.
already tell at the beginning when they
Yeah, but
weren't
that's
able
a
to recover
classic
that
trick
op.
that people do when you have the
Governor diving
ult.
in with that showstopper, and yeah,
It's
wisely,
becoming pretty much a
Talon, or
standard.
excuse me, Bleed is just
So
out.
sight is clear. They pick up the fish ult.
Timer running out.
Double
That
push
fuse,
behind.
It's okay.
They're taking a little bit longer
Maximum
because of the
effect.
double kill that Surf got earlier.
Even spots out the initial tripwire from Retla as well, so that gave him his flight path. Bleed now in for the big retake. And we've got every position
Fish
covered.
ult spots
High
2 at
Tide
spawn.
blocks off market. Got the positions being helped. Oh, spotted Governor through with
Okay.
High Tide. Zest takes him down. Now Darren pushing along with him. The shorty will not
Lovely
be able to
stun on
connect.
that.
It's only a good bit of damage. Back to a 2-on-3 as they try to hold down Shower. Surf doing what he can. Cruz
Oh, what a
able to take down
nightmare.
Zest, but then traded off by
And
Darren
that's not
again.
gonna do
It's
anything
be
against
down
Lil
to the
Bro.
Viper's Pit, and
That
he
will,
tries
though.
to spray down Wingman, but that just opens his position up for Scary to knock him out.
Alright, not bad, but it's
League
one of
on
those
the third
rounds
win.
where they
Thank God
win
that was at half.
and one person's alive
They were
and he
able
has
to
to
get that
rebuy
there.
armor, so the money's
trades
completely in the bin,
all
and if they
around.
lose
Everybody
this for the
kinda
last
doing some
rounds,
really
they would
smart
have
stuff.
next to
Scary
nothing.
hits an absolutely nasty shot over that box.
Panda
Zest,
underscore Val,
like you
thank you for the
mentioned,
14
just
months, bro.
barely
Appreciate you.
able
Thank you, thank you.
to get
Good job, guys.
a pixel out of place next to that cascade.
Behind by 5
That's probably
seconds, yeah,
the
it's
real
just
kill that kinda
YouTube, right?
broke things
But
open for
honestly,
Bleed
the
that allowed
quality
them to start flooding onto that
is
retake.
better these days, I feel like.
Crisscross for the tripwires. Camera, everything at A for the Cypher this time around is they're going to 3-stack over towards B. Zest going to try to control this B long. This has been a kind of a point of contention, I think, for Bleed with this comp. With no
Camera's
Sky,
not there.
it's a lot harder to deal with this long position. You don't have the Trailblazer, you don't have these deep flashes.
Hey, same
Kinda have
same
to
default that
rely
we
on
saw earlier in terms of
using
wall
some
vision
up
block.
close and personal
Dog goes
utility to
in.
try to get advantages, and we've seen that with Zest, a little bit of success, but mostly
Gary one
it's
kill
been a
away
very
from an
difficult
ult. Yay,
position
1 kill away from an
for
ult.
them to control.
He's got the Gecko with the Dizzy, though, in place of the Sky, trying to make use of it.
I've got
But
your
at the very
trail.
least, I mean, Talon just getting a lot of information off of it. Now, Governor getting peeked out. He's going to have to try to back off.
Yeah, and with that
The rest
info,
of the
they
team
hit over
knows that
towards
they are
A. We've
trying
got
to push
double
up
kill
towards
trip.
A,
But
though.
there's no one to
So
get
Bleed's
kills
gonna
off
have
this
to
trip.
readjust to this. The High Tide comes out.
So I'm
and
not
Talon's
sure
pretty
what
much
it does
looking for the
too
spike
much.
plant.
They
Surf
say as Ye gets
watching
into
the back
position.
corners as well. Governor still up around Hookah, being a bit of a menace.
Spike planted.
Cruz able to gun down.
Even
Ye.
hand the lurking rays over towards
there's
B.
that lurk.
Bro, the lurks have been a nightmare. One here and the
Going to
big
push
buy
up
rounds
from the
earlier. They
back.
got
The rest of
2.
the Bleed
One just
squad gonna
lurking
have
over
to go
towards
up
B.
the
We had the
front
guy
as
that lurked on
quick as
towards
they
elbow
can.
with the
They
double
do
TP
have
that we
quite a bit
saw
of
earlier as
utility to
well.
get a bit more space. Zest still with a wingman available.
Looks
As
horrible
long
to
as they
play
can get a
against.
little bit
They're just
more.
everywhere.
There it is. Spike defuse should be underway. The rest of Talon
They have
gonna
so much
to
vision over
fight for
towards B
this
that's
now.
just possible.
A big encounter. Cruz trying to stay on top
Smoke
of things,
goes
but
in,
Scary's
defuse
sneaking
is
it
happening.
through. Halfway
Defuse is happening.
Viper's Pit. I mean,
Oh!
excuse
Some
me,
respect.
Toxic Screen. It goes
Just
through, but
smoke on
unfortunately,
the spike
not on
and
time.
insta tank
Scary
of the
has
molly,
stuck the
and
defuse.
Scary
Last
just
round
sticks
before
it.
the switch.
Unbelievable. I cannot believe that they were able to stick
Yeah,
that defuse.
respect.
There was all kinds of mollies flying there.
1519
They're able to
EU. Thank
just
you for the bits,
barely
man. Thank
find
you for doing that, bro.
timing.
Appreciate you.
Love what Governor's doing in this round. Having a much better map so far, 11 and 7. And that neural theft is really nice. Look at that. He's just Scary's just knows. He
Yeah,
just
he's
knows.
just tanking
got
it the
the
whole way.
mental.
Just had really good timing.
He's got that calculator in
He
his
has
head,
been,
like, yeah, I can stick this defuse.
which is kind of mad as
Can you
well.
do this, Molly? As
Truly.
long as no bullets
Considering
hit
there's
me,
no
it's fine.
Viper, he
I mean,
always
he's
has a
managed to
smoke
kinda
for the
stick it
retake.
close to halfway, and someone already had Surf's attention. So, a little bit tougher. Talon, you know, although they still have the lead, Bleed can definitely come back from this. 4-7 right now, and it's a very tricky game to be in. Like we mentioned, I mean, the way that Talon are working the map has been working out really well so far, but Bleed are definitely starting to adjust. I mean, in these retakes games, starting to find their way across, especially with Zest
He wants
saving
the
that
8-4,
Dizzy,
yeah.
making use of the
Looks
mosh
like
pit to
it.
get more space.
That
Yeah,
give you
they're
confidence
starting
about their
to
defense or not?
Get their coordination there, and they're waiting for each other a bit more. The patience is a little bit better. Still, though, from the very outset, that rough start might have been too much for them to overcome. We'll see, but you have a lot of ults to play with, and certainly that's what Talon wanted to talk about. Probably how to
Events
see
will
if
be
they
hard
can
without a
find ways
Viper.
to
It's
make sure
harder
that they're not gonna be
to
putting themselves in bad
harder
spots
to
with that
like
orbital
create
strike.
pressure on
How are
A.
you
You're
gonna-
normally
how are
going
you
to go
gonna
into a
use,
site with
your
3.
wingman as Cruz to try to bait
They
out
could try and
potentially
mimic
an
it with
orbital
a
strike or
Cypher,
something like
but
that. How are you going to
we'll
be just a little bit more patient? Darion just waiting, Try to set up a combo play with Zest. Trailblazer comes through. That's a pretty good indicator. There
Okay,
could be
same default earlier.
contact
This
on the
time
way, but
Zest does
no
4,
smokes in,
disrespects
Yay.
it.
Wow.
He's nothing over
No
towards
surf
long.
there.
Yeah, he's obviously heard
Yeah,
one.
Something
Yeah,
gave it
and
away.
that's
We're
a
not sure what. We
freebie.
didn't get to see it on
Could've
screen,
been
but
a bit of a starter step, perhaps.
yep.
You did good.
Oh wow, that's that's all Bleed needs. A single peep. There's the pickup. Zest now able to support. Goes in for the thrash. Big connects.
That was nice. The
Darian
swing off it
takes
as
down
well.
Van. Cruz has to tuck tail and turn away. Oh, even with the smokes though, although Jitboys is able to sneak on the site, does he have the angles? Catches the
traded though,
first
right?
onto Darian.
Imagine.
Enemy remaining.
Guess what? Scary's right around the corner.
Down B.
Okay,
Spots
nicely
the
handled.
heads.
Good at the end to
Quick
get 2
work
in a
for
row.
Bleed as
Kind
they
of
bring
recovered the
us to
half
a
for sure.
5-7 at the end of the first
Switching
half.
sides.
Yeah, didn't even have to use the orbital strike there either. It was just very well handled, particularly at that long B angle. So something we mentioned as a point of interest for Bleed on their defender side there was eventually kind of solved. They were able to
Towards the
find
end,
that
yeah.
good combo. Yeah, it took a while, but
I
we got
was
there.
NRG loud yesterday.
I mean,
If
that's
you're
the
gonna
big thing about
rewatch
Bind.
it,
You always want to work around
watch
the
Breeze.
teleporters,
Breeze
and,
was pretty fun.
It was clear towards the end that that's Talon's
But
game
yeah, you
plan.
could tell,
The high tide, the Trailblazer.
I
Zest
just felt bad for
started
Louds, to be honest.
adjust to it, knowing to save his utility, use it for the right times, and even keep it for the refresh if he needs it for the retake. So very good job for Bleed.
The aim duel
But
to
as we
Breeze,
head over
yeah.
onto the
Breeze
next
was just
round,
like watching
how
a
does
frag
this
movie.
composition work for the attack? You've got Gecko, you've got Breach, Ray, Yay on the Rays.
Yeah, so-so. It needs a little work. That early op drop really hurt them. That
Yeah,
really
Chamber
set them
Icebox,
back
bro.
a couple rounds.
We just have too much
There
confidence
were
that
a
they're
lot
gonna
of
play
just,
Chamber
again,
on every
the
map.
little things can snowball out of control.
And we never get
in
it.
Valorant. Your economy can go sideways real fast when things like that start to happen, and then kind of gets in
They'll
your
just
head a
play
little
Jet
bit,
like
start
before.
making some little mistakes.
Okay,
with your utility
4
and things like that, and all of
4
a sudden,
ghosts.
you know,
So
it's off
9
the rails.
ghosts altogether.
Fortunately for Bleed, they're able to recover a little bit, but Talon's still
And
a
it is
very,
the
very
classic.
good
The
attacker side.
4-1. The 4-1
Not
push.
bad,
Are they gonna
yeah.
push all the way down?
I think the attention kind of shifts towards Ye
The
for now, for
overwhelm
me,
of
at
these
least, on
two could be
Bleed's side.
strong.
If he's able to find some of these entries, because we've seen in the past that Bleed often goes in for these post-plant setups, scary with the lineups for sure. The main thing is they have to make their way onto site. So Ye has to be the one to do that, alongside
No frenzy on the harbor.
initiators, Darian and
Yeah,
Zest.
I'm not entirely sure they're gonna push
Talon, of
or if
course,
they're
looking
just
to
gonna
shut
do
that
like a
down.
bait
Yeah,
setup.
this is where I think this comp should really shine. I think with the Breach and Gecko combo, this is where you're
Okay,
hoping
let's see.
to really
What do they decide to
bully
do as a
some of these
4? Trap
tight
player or
angle,
send it? Send
entries
it.
to sites, whether it be long beam.
Flash
oh my
doesn't
God,
hit, so they
Oh,
probably
and
don't
they're aware.
refresh
They're
this.
so
Okay,
aware.
dizzy. But it hit
That's
someone.
what Bleed does.
The great reactive
Hanging
stun
back,
off
playing
this.
the
Once they
safe.
saw the flash, they were ready with the stun. They get in for the
Big
people
impact.
push, but
Ye
not
down to
how
13
many.
HP.
Meanwhile, while that's happening,
Governor sustaining a
Rattler's
bit of
like,
damage
sure, I'll
as
take
well.
all this space for free. And
But at least for now,
honestly, Lead
just
handled this
playing
pretty
out that
well.
time and getting a feel for things. Again, this is what Bleed does. You've got that lurk on Rentla towards A.
The
The
regroup with
protocol
4.
from Governor there to respond to that fault line with his paint shells perfectly placed. Ye's gonna have to go crazy.
Good nades. He's done
Does pick up
great
the
on his
first hit.
HP.
Tosses up paint
Oh,
shells. Here's
wow.
a player rushing forward. Sometimes Surf just runs into his opponent's
Drew should be so
crosshairs.
happy with that. Get out of there
At
and
the
then
same
just hope
time,
that
you've
your
got
mate
the
wins
trades
a
coming
duel.
through. Cruz coming in to support the team. Retla
One.
surviving.
One.
Wingman's gonna
But nonetheless, Bleed has beaten out Talon in that encounter. They have numbers advantage. And now
Oh, it was
sticking
unlucky.
the
It was a nice
spike
play to
plant along
bait.
with Wingman,
The bait that he hadn't
Jitboy's not
repositioned
quite
and he was
able
still
to
back of
center his
sight.
crosshair. It's all down to Cruz. And that starts off, mind you, because of Ye playing it safe and patient.
And Ye with 13 HP when he got those 2 kills. Absolutely ridiculous. Just the little things.
Oh, man. Okay, you've got the Wingman, Cruz.
My buddy's defusing.
You
Good
should
try.
bait out some things. He thinks that someone is inside a lamp, but they're not there
Shot
at
my
all.
wingman.
It's shot down now. He's running out of time. Has to go in, but pretty soon it's going to be a big old peek against him. Way too many players to deal with.
1 HP, 10 HP.
And just like that,
Ye did
Bleed
incredible to
picking
get
up
both
the
those
pistol
kills,
now.
especially on
Talon so far
13
today,
HP.
only able to
That's
pick up 1 pistol with
pure skill.
Yeah. very good on the
1-1 in
pistols
terms
for
of
Bleed.
pistols, 3-1 overall
Can swing the momentum, and that's a great shot.
for Bleed.
And Surf just not expecting him to be tucked into that corner still. There was some cover fire as well.
Nice. Let's go.
coming from Fountain for Bleed, and yeah, that's what they needed. A little bit of
Why is
smiles
Solo
coming
Grim
in
suitable but not Solo Viper?
they can
I mean, Diva's
more
great,
damage
but at least there's
or if it
flexibility
goes
with the
classics.
the
Thinking about
Grim.
another teleport here. Yeah, they're just gonna
Interesting.
bully you their way through. And they're watching it.
Was
Oh,
that a
yeah.
tag on
Do we
the
actually
steer?
see any kind of reaction, or are we just chilling?
Interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's the
Nah,
we've seen
this
this
guy-
toxic screen
this
before,
guy
but the
chilling.
way that
Bleed
they're
just
using
let
it
him
to
do
go
that
through
thing.
the teleport all the way across the map, back
So
onto.
funny.
Wow, around the world in what, 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's just great. I like what they try. I mean, this is the round where you can kind of mess around with some.
They
goofy
walk
ideas
into
like
the
that,
stack
you know,
though,
just
so
see if it works.
maybe it's
Who
worked.
cares?
Scary's just like getting hit by a toothpick. It's like, what?
Yeah. who flung that at me?
Doesn't
Flash.
matter. Bleed goes in for the execute. Jit Boys though with a double classic, not too bad. Good bit of damage against Bleed. Just a bit of an execute, a raw one.
They wall up.
And although they
They
didn't manage to get the spike
cove as
down,
well. Managed to
it
get
is
half
still
on the
Talon,
spike,
Jit
and
Boys,
they picked up a
able to
gun.
do a bit more damage. They
Yeah,
picked
this
up
is
the
good.
Bulldog now. Down to low HP.
The extra
but
tap of this spike
they
is
can
really
rob some
gonna
more of
work.
these weapons
Dude, they
away.
even have
That
some
would
vision
be
block here.
Not too bad of an exchange. Oh, they're making use of that bench though.
Last player
Angle
standing.
favors Bleed
Wow,
for
this
now.
is so much
Jit
damage.
Boy still able to snap onto Ye. Tries to go back in. He knows that they're stacked up on top of each other.
Even that as well,
Over to blind
little
fire. So it's
little
easy
bit
for
of
Retler
chip
just to
damage
cut
to
him
the
down.
armor. It means
Ties up
there's
the
an
score
armor
for Bleed,
rebuy. This is a nice
7-7.
eco.
Yeah, not bad though, really, for
Yeah.
Talon.
I guess the IGL just
goofy
thought that they were
ideas.
doing this to then go all the way back
You know,
over
sort of
towards
pay
B,
off. Not the
thinking
way
there'd be
you
an
would
instant
expect.
reaction.
You know, you're hoping to maybe catch him coming out of that TP or catching him trying to go for the A site. And instead, they're able to just kind of set themselves up into U-Haul Bleed, contest it, makes a go of it. Jit Boys found those two big classic kills. That's where most of the damage is done. Now Bleed.
Bonus not
Vandal.
looking too good. It's okay though. A few hero guns.
guns.
EA 2 away
Real
from his
mixed
ult.
bag in terms of the arsenal that Bleed is going to be wielding this round. Flash
Blinded.
gonna get some information, but you don't really know. Now with all that utility, you know there's at least 3.
That's the go signal. Just getting a bit more information, dives in, picks up the alt orb. He's now 1 away from his showstopper. 1 kill, and that could be the round for Bleed. Even though it is a mixed bag. Talon, on the other hand, though, just trying to adjust around this. I'm a little bit curious about the off angle that Surf is playing. He does have support from his teammates. The angles are pretty good for now. 1 teleporter.
Bit risky from Darion.
I'm not sure that was on purpose.
An attempt. Governor takes out the 1 player. Now they're going in for it along
like
with
to
the
think it
wingman.
is,
Surf's
but-
still alive, but it's going to be Cruz who comes up huge with a quick double. Zest able to trade him out.
that's
Picks up the
God.
rifle. Surf
unlucky.
still
Enemy remaining.
undetected. Fires off a bit of a blind shot and then goes back into tap.
Okay.
Teammates coming out of hookah.
Yeah, that
They've got
didn't
each
look
other's
like it
back,
was.
and Zest caught
That didn't look
unaware.
like that was meant to happen.
So
Especially your breach,
Talon
one
wise
of, one
to
of
the
the
teleporter
agents
plays.
that's going to use all your
not
util.
fooling them in the least. Darion trying to see if he could make some noise, try to draw some attention over to the other side of the map, I suspect, but with Governor just holding that angle at that
The Vada
toxic
Lotus,
screen
let
in
me
the
see.
same
Enemy
spot where it
remaining.
was on the eco round.
It's still uploading.
Sigh of relief for sure. That could have gotten
Should be
a little
done
more
by the end
dicey
of
than it
this for
did.
sure.
Some good plays, especially by Cruz there. That double kill, huge.
Great anchor.
Yep.
Right.
Good,
Big buy
protocols
rounds,
coming in for
obviously.
the retake as well,
What are
especially
we
Surf.
saying?
I mean,
There's 2
still,
people right that
that
can't buy.
was
Yeah, there we go.
a corner
2 people,
left
Cruz 1
unchecked.
away in terms of getting
Now you got both
Visual.
showstoppers. You got the Thrash for Zest, but you have the Reckoning as well for Jit Boys. So a lot of good retake options for Talon, a lot of good entry options for Bleed. So sort of a tic-tac-toe game here, it feels like, where, you know, who's going to be able to catch who? If Bleed can catch some of the Talon players with their execute potentially, they could really break this round open. Talon, if they're able to dodge
Yeah,
it,
this is huge from
they could play
Talon
for
though.
a really
Jit
nice
Boys
setup
goes
on their
aggro,
retake. You know, use that
and they
Reckoning
flash
into the
towards
showstopper.
long, and they kind
that
of
info.
clear every
Bleed
bit of
roll
pressure
acing
over
on it.
towards speed.
Oh, here we go.
Wow. Governor's going in for it. That's the first piece, the first tick.
And now they know Showers is clear.
And then Ye comes back in for
And
the
then both
attack.
ults used over towards Showers.
Thrash being sent out to get a little bit more space.
Governor?
Very aware, but he spotted out Scary.
No
able
way.
to swing out wide. knocks out Scary's head with
How's
left
he-
hook, and it's
how's
gonna
he
be
done
now
this?
Yay spotting him, while Governor has his option to route back towards A short. The rest of Bleed stuck
He was
inside
literally
of
locked
lamps,
in.
just trying to hold off some of these angles. Wingman goes back into showers. Oh, but the timing not to peak. Yay,
I think he did good though. I think he bought enough time on this. They have no map control really other than showers. Yeah, he has to make a hero play. They know that the cove's coming in, so they have to go aggro. Lovely from Talon. Yeah. Just the pressure of the cove alone just makes things like this have to happen, right?
All these kills, defuse now coming in.
I mean, this is all Governor. This is literally all him. Like, the fact he gets a second kill here is criminal.
Splashed up, and that cove came down just in time. But the thing that changed the dynamic of this round was this crunch play with the showstopper from Ye. It's a great start for Governor. Yeah, you lose Retla, not the end of the world. But what hurts is that you've got this crunch play with the showstopper from Ye. You got Scary on the other side, outside of showers. It's Scary in a rare moment of whiffing.
Yeah.
You do not see that very often. That cost them that round.
Not when they know that Governor's on the other side too, especially, yeah. But, I mean, credit to Governor for the mechanics and pacing at which he makes these plays happen, especially on the defensive side. I think Bleed starting to anticipate some of these now. They're playing that slow
Go
game.
aggro against
Garen
an
holds the
eco.
angle, catches
Oh, man.
the first player. Shitboys comes back in to do the same thing.
There we go. That's Pacific Valorant right there. Getting aggressive and playing off angles where your opponents might not expect it.
My goodness.
Did they get rid of the gun? Probably not.
If anyone's watching for the first time, that's what we do.
That's what we do here. We are. Although I will say, Lotus looked a little more
Yeah.
normal.
No.
A little.
Just a bit.
Mine's been a little bit wild.
It is a smaller map, so
Okay, and in
teams
theory,
definitely
if they
wanna
didn't get rid of
ahead
that gun,
things.
they just gave him free
Yay
reign
making
of
use
it.
of whatever he has to pick up the
Me
altar,
picking it
just
up.
whatever little wins that
Yeah,
we can
gun is still
pick up.
there, so it could go pretty wrong.
Zest able
As
to
we can
retrieve
see, a lot
weapon
of map
now.
control over towards A. They can pretty much just
Crash,
stroll
yeah.
out.
Potentially,
30
even if
seconds
you're able
left.
to get
Smoke
this
goes
plant
in. They're
down.
going to be able to get a
Yeah, you
plant.
do have an orbital
Gary
strike.
has his
Oh, I'm
ult
worried
for
about
after
time.
plant as well. They got
Yeah.
mosh pit for after plant. Dizzy
I think
does
yep,
the
I was gonna
mosh
say,
pit kill
pretty sure that mosh
Wingman.
is in a good spot to
It
stop
does,
it.
and now
So
they have
you
to
gotta get a
plant with
player
4
there.
people here.
Get it down, Zest. Gonna be Johnny
These
on
crews
the spot
wanna
to
use
make the
Fisher.
go of it.
Thing. You got Mosh, you got Orbital Strike, you got Incendiary, the Molly from Scary, and you know he has his lineups. So Talon wanting to
Oh,
get ahead of it.
dub.
They're
They
pushing
didn't
up
kill it
front.
over towards
So
showers.
with
It
the
hit
heads up
2.
tool, able to take down the first, onto the next.
And they can just stick this, right?
Zest with that rifle is gone now.
Oh.
And Jitboy just
Wingman.
defuse, actually. Able to make it all the
Wingman
way.
wants a piece.
Scary wasn't in position to pull any of these off and just wanting to
Yeah, and
save the utility for a
I guess they
further
just,
round.
I mean,
Red
double
Light goes
sheriff
further
over
in
towards
just to
showers. They didn't have the
crop
best
some
guns to
guns
spam the
away even more, but
and the
regardless,
official.
a pickup for Talon.
Yeah,
It was
it's
looking-
pretty easy when you got
wasn't,
good
I mean, it was
mosh pit
looking
placements to make sure that the plant
a
is
little bit
comfortable
risky, but
and that you're able to get ahead of what you're talking
the
about.
recovery
Those
was
post-plant
great.
setups that likely Bleed is thinking about in that scenario. No real hope to even find a good opportunity for an orbital strike. You don't want to commit it if the round's already not in your favor in terms of numbers advantage. Definitely would prefer to
Okay.
save it. Operator for Governor, though.
That's right. Wow, peeking down B long. Does not want to give Bleed any legs in this race.
flash deep towards showers.
absolutely
Sorry,
not.
flash
And
deep
now
towards long. They get the op out.
That they're going to
Op is
be
now holding.
somewhere pretty quickly. They're going to figure it out.
Full
They're over on
control.
A.
It's okay, no
man,
one
need a
saw
lot
it.
of Flash, but
Zul to
It's
set
okay,
up
no one was there to
Zul to
punish
set
it.
up the raise.
You know,
It's
I
all
Didn't
well.
see that.
yeah, no harm, no foul.
None of us saw it.
Get it? Because it's a bird, a foul.
Oh, wow. Good
Bang.
job, favorite.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Dang.
And I can hear Achilles groaning from the other.
All right. High Tide was sent out.
Nice
Shit
shot.
Boys,
Breach,
unfortunately, off timing.
honestly, this
Red
hit
Left
was
finds
cool.
the opening pick. Surf comes back
Surf.
in for a bit of trade.
Whoa.
Oh, they're trying to
Whoa.
run over. There was that flashlight coming out
Damn,
from
look at him
Daria,
go.
but just a little bit off timing.
Oh, what is
now
this?
Zest with a bit of positioning, able to catch down on
What
Surf.
is this? Everyone's a god.
Re-peeks and catches Cruz.
As a thrash.
One-on-one. Governor only has an op. Oh, no. Turns away.
Oh.
There's the thrash out now. Oh, but
Oh
oh
my
my
God.
him open.
Oh man.
Governor's going in for the knife. Oh, so to the shorty. Zest realizes it a little bit too late.
Oh, bro, he had to cancel it.
And just punched and punctured
That
through.
was sick.
by the sawed-off shotgun. It's gonna be
lovely
now.
shots in this.
11-7, 1 point away from that point.
Yeah, and that's...
Yeah, it was like a weird race.
The inexperience on this agent showing for Zest, where he thinks he has the time to get away with the Thrash, and he actually does not. if you're...
He left.
Yeah, well, he should. I mean, again, as soon as that Thrash came out, like, because my first thought was, he has the Thrash, but then he pushed the angle.
That's incredible.
And then he saw the player, and I'm like, now you can't Thrash.
Yeah.
Unless you go to short. Unless you go towards the teleporter or something where you give yourself the space to really do that. But in that corner, because it's so fast to rotate through you.
It was close to getting him. Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, no, I mean, Governor.
You can't cancel your Thrash mid-ender. You have to commit to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why...
Well, and you got to do it from a safer spot. Like, and again, that's kind of the newness to that agent, I believe, that costs us there. Where he just doesn't really understand the timings. Exactly. You know, you don't have that internal clock quite built yet.
But otherwise, I mean, again, you know, I want to say it's just Talon also doing a really good job.
I think they're playing just retake, right,
Bleed work for
I'd have to
their
watch.
spike plants. Every time that, you know, Bleed tries to go in to capture a bit more space, Talon has these positions, Talon has these utilities where they're able to take down at least one player in that process.
Yeah, they're able to disrupt the wingman, they're able to get a player. It's all of these protocols that they have built into place that are making it very difficult for Bleed. And that round, I thought
Right,
Bleed had a
timeout
really good
goes in,
because
and
even
yeah,
though
it's a good time at least for the
Talon
timeout,
was so
because if
far
they
pushed
lose
out
this,
of Long B, they should have a ton
everyone
of
sits
info.
around
They should be able to
3K,
realize
the
that
money's
it's
not
A.
great,
They
and
gave up a lot of space. They gave up Showers control,
kind
they
of a
gave up
rough
the
time.
crossfires. There were a couple early kills for Bleed. It looked like they might be able to get it done, but it's the post plants and the, like you're talking about, the disrupting of the plants that are costing Bleed dearly in this half.
That's right. So again, both sides, I mean, feeling a little bit more evenly matched, despite this being Bleed's map pick.
And Talon go very
Talon
aggro over towards
able
the sides.
to
I
show
think
us
they're
what they've
insanely
got.
scared of this at the moment.
You know, whether it's a
On orb
compositions
away from
or
Breach
players being experienced or not on certain agents, there is a bit of an adjustment period to both sides, and Talon just doing a little bit better on this one. Serve now.
TP.
Individual mechanics. Finds
Oh,
the first pick.
okay, as a smoke
getting
then.
the entry off of Hookah.
Now got a TP.
Cruz has been taken
Seekers
down,
goes
and
in
that
as
would be a
well.
big pickup for Bleed.
And it spots 3 people here, which
Punish
kind of
on that
means
TP
the
from
Redler
He was pushing
feels
towards
like he
you
has
all
a timing on short, but with
Yeah,
no
barrel spotted.
with no wall.
Calls out for Jit
I mean,
Boys.
honestly, he did great to
However,
get one.
Redler does find his own as well. So in for this, it's going to be a 3-on-3. They have to rotate over just quick. Still kind of considering if there might be a double back into A, so Governor stays tucked away. But here comes the hit. Good high tide though.
Yeah,
It
it's
blocks
nice
out
to
so much.
split
They
it in
try to
half
peek
to actually
together
get the
as a
flood
squad.
out.
But
Yeah,
look
and
at how Ben
the
and Jit
angles
Boys just
are good.
have
This
the
wall is
angles
very nice.
covered. Perfect off.
Yeah, allowed the
perfect
flood
up,
in and
one
allowed
up front,
the angle of
and
this
they
once
just
they
nail
go
them all
up as
down in
well.
the head.
Strong because you're scared
You
of
can
these
see that
angles and the back of sight.
There's a little bit of confusion. It's kind of a timing push through that high tide for Bleed.
Their harbor, yeah, they've been using it really well.
But
They got some,
it's just a
got
little
some
bit
great
off kilter,
stuff.
and Ye also comes out a little bit late
The
himself.
combo with the sky is helping a lot.
So they're not really able to kind
Okay,
of
5
mentally
chances
realize
to
that somebody
win
had
this
tucked
map
themselves
and
into
take
that
us to
cubby either.
Icebox.
And it's things like that that just Bleed doesn't seem to really
Slight
have.
Yeah, he gets the judge out.
Yeah,
Double
coordination and
satchel. We
also,
got
like,
one
kind of
away from
mental
his ult as well,
awareness.
so it
You
could
know
be a
what I mean?
snowball
Like,
round. So you'd
those are
imagine it
things
just
that
goes towards lamps heavy here.
Take time. And you can see
Truly.
this is still a little bit of a work in progress. For
Keep an eye on the double
So
push
because
from
it is
Talon
map
nice and
point,
early
Bleed
on. There
with
is
a
a
bit of
trip
half
behind
buy,
them.
that mixed back. They're just going in for it. Trying to find what they can, but
Look at this
at the
flank.
same time, I mean, you've got these ultimates on the side of Talon. Jit Boys has been doing such a good job
Scary.
at timing at some
Scary.
of these.
Oh.
Scary, wake up.
Oh,
Scary. I think he's heard it, but, you know, not quite in a prime
Oh, and
position
he
to peek
would have been
out,
good
so he
for
wants
quite
to
a
keep it
few there,
going
I
for
would imagine.
first. Unfortunately,
had
that doesn't
his
quite work out
footsteps.
against Talon, who are doing such a darn good job right now.
yeah,
Rolling Thunder
and
was
this guy has a
committed,
judge.
but to no effect.
And they got
The rest of them
no
assaulting
space,
all the
no
way from
plant,
the back of A short, as well
no
as
nothing.
Heaven on A.
No, I
They've
mean, they
captured
got time.
truck, they've captured
There's
lamps.
that, but they are locked in heavy.
Bleed still stuck inside. Not quite able to get any spike plans, not quite able to fight back. Ye with nothing but a judge. Shot
Yeah,
through,
very
sniped
strong,
down
very,
by
very strong.
Governor
Talon
Cruz
did
with a
great.
simple shot to
Much as I
the
didn't like
head.
some of the bleed stuff with
And
the
that's going to
solo
be
Grim, Talon
Esports
actually had some
soaring
really
and
cool stuff for
sending
their
us
harbor.
into a third map.
Yeah, looking phenomenal here.
Pretty much played
Nice
how we
bounce
fought.
back. Both teams